This evening, an advisory panel appointed by President Obama recommended sharp limits on some of the government's most controversial surveillance programs. The programs, including collecting the phone records of millions of Americans, were exposed earlier this year by Edward Snowden, the National Security Agency leaker and now fugitive from justice, who was granted asylum in Russia. Major Garrett is at the White House tonight. Major, what are the details?
Scott, the panel said the National Security Agency should stop collecting and storing so much data on individual Americans. It suggested the government's willingness to use every new type of surveillance technology has put civil liberties at risk. The panel urged President Obama to place the right to privacy on equal footing with surveillance and counterterrorism investigations. The rise of modern technologies makes it all the more important that democratic nations respect people's fundamental right to privacy, the panel wrote, adding, excessive surveillance and unjustified secrecy can threaten civil liberties, public trust, and the core processes of democratic self-government. That echoes revelations by National Security Agency leaker Edward Snowden, whose allegedly criminal disclosures of government surveillance activities led Mr. Obama to appoint this intelligence review panel. It called for these changes: to end the collection of mass telephone records of millions of Americans, stop government storage of bulk phone data, that's phone numbers, locations of calls placed and received, and the time of calls. The panel said these data should be stored by the individual phone company or a private third party. If the government wants to search that bulk phone data, it should have a specific court order that finds it necessary to stop, quote, international terrorism or clandestine intelligence activities. The panel said its recommendations are designed to rebuild public trust and create clarity. President Obama is not obligated to take all the panel recommendations, but senior officials tell us, Scott, the president will announce those he will implement in the middle of next month. Overall, Richard Clark, a panel member and counterterrorism advisor to 3 former presidents, summed up the panel's conclusion about surveillance this way: just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Major, thank you very much.